Quick disclaimer, this video is outdated. The work for the script of this video took place right around the end of February, meaning I had started it sometime after Senpai's release, meaning that there's some stuff that I am clearly missing out of, and say incorrectly due to the time of the recording of the audio, like the fact that Tankmen are now in Friday Night Funkin, so my entire line about them having enough influence to replace Pico in this game is now irrelevant, as both of them now have weeks. The Kickstarter, which now invalidates a large section of this video, and it turns out that you couldn't have custom controls before the release of week 7, so that was the fault of my ignorance. I apologize. And there's probably more that I'm missing out of, but I do not want to keep this video, I want to keep this video in its original form, as enough work has already been put into it, and my editing software had crashed while I was working on it, so I actually had to restart the editing process of this video. Nice. I appreciate anyone who still watches the video, however, and this is the Detective, signing off, for now, at least. 2020 was a year that really rocked our world, especially when it came to gaming. Many games would come out and shatter the gaming community's expectations. Animal Crossing New Horizons, Doom Eternal, Call of Duty Warzone, Ghost of Tsushima, Fall Guys. Among Us saw a resurgence in popularity and completely changed our outlook on multiplayer games once again. But one game came late to the party and once again changed our outlook on a certain genre of gaming. Friday Night Funkin. What if you're like me and have never played the game? Welcome everyone to Spectator's View. Hello everyone, I'm Detective DMarill, the internet's greatest detective, and welcome to a new series of mine called Spectator's View. On this series, I will talk about games that I've never played before in my life, only that I have heard about and see gameplay of. I give my opinion on those games and try and see why it became popular as well as why anyone would like the game. So without further ado, let's start the first episode off with a bang. On November 1st, 2020, Friday Night Funkin was released, and let's just say, like every other popular game, the internet just was not the same. I did a bit of research, and thanks to the fandom page and IMDb apparently, the game's plot is centered on our main character, the character we play as, the boyfriend, as he tries to fight for his girlfriend's love, the character always sitting on the large speakers. It's really that simple. There's really nothing else to it. Now I wish I could say that about the rest of the game, however. So I really only made this section to cover any character that wasn't original, but I'll briefly touch on the original characters throughout the weeks. And for the sake of this video, I will not be covering weeks 5 and 6. Now let's begin, shall we? This guy right here, he is one of the base characters, the boyfriend. He is the character we play as throughout the entire game. Honestly, my man has got a bit of drip, and he also has that anime character hair. Moving on, here's the second of the base characters, the girlfriend. She is the one you basically fight for the entire game, and she sits in the foreground on those massive speakers that probably give her tinnitus or temporary loss of hearing if we're being honest. She's probably deaf already, but they don't have to know that. Shoutouts to DJ Surf. Anyways, on to week 1. Our main antagonist for this week is Daddy Dearest, or the father. He is who the entire game kind of expands off of, due to the fact that the game's initial script description is about him. He is a former rock star, which honestly I can see on his outfit. For some reason, his skin is purple pinkish, but that's because he's been holding in his breath since birth. Now we can move on to week 2, which has the first set of characters not created for the purpose of the game. Skid and Pump are our main antagonists for this week. Honestly, they look too happy to be antagonists. They look like they just want to have fun. If you didn't know already, which would be shocking to me, Skid and Pump were characters created by the popular animator Senor Pilo for his animation titled It's Spooky Month, which was released on October 30th, 2018. The video has over 12 million views and counting, and it actually got a follow-up animation titled Spooky Month The Stars, which was released on November 16th, 2019. The follow-up actually has more views than the original, with over 15 million views and counting. From my surface level knowledge, Senor Pilo has only been on the Newgrounds platform since 2018, but his influence has to have been something great, besides the fact that he's only been there for almost 3 years. So anyways, for week 3, guess who also wasn't created for this game? Right, you guessed it. Orange-haired boyfriend, aka Pico. Honestly, Pico has probably never touched homework in his life, or school, since his, school incident. Period. My dude is always strapped. His outfit is a bit bland. Like, bro, what the heck is up with that green shirt? So anyways, just like Skid and Pump, Pico was actually a character that predated Friday Night Funkin. He was created by Tom Folk, the creator and founder of Newgrounds, for the game Pico School in 1999, which was released shortly after the Columbine High School massacre that took place. But even with its controversial inspiration as well as narrative, the game is a Newgrounds staple, which had spawned 12 other Pico games as well as 5 or so, I guess, Pico movies. And on top of that, a Newgrounds holiday called, you guessed it, Pico Day, which gets celebrated every April 30th and has been celebrated since 2006, when the Pico School re-release was, well, released. So as you can tell, being a character with such a legacy as Pico's, being a Newgrounds mascot and all, he holds his Newgrounds, no pun intended, in Friday Night Funkin', with heavy influence, as I really see no one else that could truly replace Pico in the game, except for maybe Captain of the Tankmen. Finally, the last antagonist we will be quickly going over is the mom, aka mother of the girlfriend. I bet you were actually expecting me to talk about her. Okay, wait, please stay. I need good retention. Honestly, like the father, there's not much to say about her since she was created for the purpose of the game. But here's a fun fact, I suppose. She's voiced by Vaggie from the popular web series Has-Been Hotel. She is an above average looking woman, which is why I assume she's so liked. Or maybe the fact that she's only the only female antagonist right now. I don't know. But yeah, those are the characters of Friday Night Funkin'. Unfortunately for you guys, weeks 5 and 6 will not be covered, as I haven't had the amount of time to formulate a well enough opinion for week 6, and week 5 has a song in it which the singer describes gore, and for the sake of myself as well as you the viewer, if you want a review of weeks 6 and 7, those will be once I actually play the game. Anyways, on to the next topic. Unfortunately, I am not here to review each song in this game individually. Once I play the game, sure, but because I've only given the music a listen, there's no influence on my opinion when it's about a song's playability. So I'm going to take a moment to talk about this game's soundtrack. Whew. Every single song in this soundtrack has been expertly crafted. In each and every single week, has a track been made that everyone will like. At least everyone who enjoys this game, whether or not they play it. Like I said, I have no real nor valid opinions on anything because I haven't played it, but I've seen enough to form a basic opinion. I absolutely love every single song, not you, in this soundtrack. Unlike 3 of the characters in this game, this soundtrack was 100% made for this game, which is a gift and a curse, but I'll talk about this later. Kawaii Sprite did a wonderful job making tracks so well and having music that works for a rhythm game like this. And I feel like without these main levels having songs that actually had thought poured out into it for the specific characters and areas they come with, it would be a lot harder to make this whole game with, you know, some lore thing work. Or in the least, it would feel very out of place where it is. And I think that's enough said about the music, so I'm going to move on to the last segments of this review. Well, what do I think about Friday Night Funkin'? This honestly seems like a game worth the praise and looks to be a very promising music game. While I'm not allowed to have an opinion on the gameplay, it looks kind of hard to master, and I have a feeling that you'll be looking at the controls a lot, trying to find something you're comfortable with. The character selection is very outgoing and honestly very easy to fall in love with some of them, so I'm going to create a rating system called the spectating points. On a scale of 1 to 10, I will rate the game based on the impression that it left and the potential that I think it has to do something great. So I will give Friday Night Funkin' 8 points out of 10. Right now, I think the media is giving it a great boost in terms of simple popularity, and a lot of elements of the game are getting close to top tier. Now, I would have moved into the outro by now if I didn't see a certain image show up in the Corey Kenshin video, so I'll just show the clip in question. Hey! Hey! And now that you've seen the clip, let's move into the first bonus segment of Spectator's View. Well, I'm back. This segment of the video was mostly invalidated by the Kickstarter, which, by the way, the goal was reached within a couple hours of it being posted, mind you. Congratulations to Ninja Muffin, Kawaii Sprite, and Phantom Arcade. You guys truly deserve it, and I hope to see the game go far. Anyways, I'll let this section play and explain myself after. Bonus segments will only happen if there's any extra thoughts or opinions I need to leave for the sake of me simply talking about something or minor or major significance. So for the first bonus segment, let's talk about what Ninja Muffin said in the initial open screen for this game. Friday Night Funkin' is better than Geometry Dash, Rob Top, fight me. Well, while Rob Top won't fight your opinion, I will try to. Now let's get this out of the way. Neither games are really something super original to the music game main genre. Both take inspiration from other games. Friday Night Funkin' taking its inspiration from Dance Dance Revolution, and Geometry Dash taking its main playstyle from the Impossible game. But they both manage to do something different. Now I guess the basis of my argument stems from the fact that I have played Geometry Dash for years and years, with a few breaks here and there, but I absolutely love this game. And while I think Friday Night Funkin' is a great game, I just have not played it yet. Now, let's begin. First, what both games manage to do that separates them from the other games in their subgenre. Well, Friday Night Funkin' made it so that you don't have to move your actual body to play. So for all you Redditors out there, I hope you are enjoying this game. It also had easy to edit game files so that people could make mods and mess around with the game. Friday Night Funkin' has also managed to become another music game that its lore is about as simple as a Slizo situation from start to end. It wasn't. Now, that's about as much as I can say about Friday Night Funkin'. Now, about Geometry Dash. It changed Newgrounds' music submission section completely. The staff at Newgrounds actually changed the uploading music feature to include an image that told you not to upload music simply for the sake of getting it into Geometry Dash. Because once Rob Top added full Newgrounds support, most of the music and main levels were already being used from Newgrounds, everyone in the community went crazy, and created basically an ongoing battle between Rob and the Geometry Dash community versus Newgrounds staff. It managed to better monetize the game where you jump over a triangle as a square, amazing customization, a level creation system, leaderboards, different, let's say, forms to play levels with, as well as easy to edit game files to make texture packs or simply make custom levels with music not already on Newgrounds. Which is where one of my many gripes for Friday Night Funkin' come in. You see, with Geometry Dash, at least when you add custom songs into your files, you have a level editor to access and build the level. With Friday Night Funkin', making your own custom levels wasn't, and probably isn't going to be, their main intention, at least for a while. So you basically have to cheat code your way into the files to access the mapping system and then map the songs yourself. At least, that's how I think it works, considering the way you access the secret song for week 2. And if you really don't like the hassle of downloading and replacing the files in the base game to play a reskin of the game, you're stuck playing the same base levels over and over until the update the month after. With Geometry Dash, if you get bored playing the main levels, if you haven't completed them already, you have the massive selection of user-submitted levels to go through. And if you don't want to play those, you can make your own with the in-game level creator. Newgrounds' massive collection of music whitelisted for Geometry Dash will prove useful to you. But Friday Night Funkin's major advantages over Geometry Dash is that updates in weeks have been very consistent to a week a month, I'm pretty sure, since its release, us Geometry Dash players have been a strong player base, but the last major update was 4 years ago, with the last minor but still plentiful update being 3 years ago. 2.1 still has a bunch to do, but the content in 2.2 is very innovative and will change the scope of Geometry Dash for a very long time. Now, if only Mr. Robert Tapala had a team that would help speed up updates, As well as, because of how fast Friday Night Funkin has grown across multiple platforms, it is a popular game right now, and I don't think it's slowing down anytime soon. Finally, the game is free! I repeat, this game is free. I know that RobTop simply monetized Geometry Dash because he was a dev working all by himself with all of his other games being free, but even the free versions of Geometry Dash are tanking more downloads than the original game across the board. To end this off, I think both games are great in their own right, and while you have to pay for Geometry Dash, I honestly think it has a lot more to offer than Friday Night Funkin' in terms of the vanilla game and the user-edited version. And I think both games might be very fun, while Friday Night Funkin's gameplay looks a bit of a hassle to get used to. And now I'm back for the final time before the outro. This part was a lot of heavy bias, and honestly there was a part I forgot to read while recording because I was already a month behind on videos and didn't want to waste any more time, so I rushed the recording of this video. But it states, Geometry Dash also wasn't magically at this point of contention in a couple updates. We waited for new game types, we waited for the leaderboards, we waited for full Newgrounds music support, etc. The same way I gave Geometry Dash time to become great is the same way I will give Friday Night Funkin' its time. This game will most likely have a lot of the things like this in a future update, so I'll definitely be hoping to see them. But like I said, the Kickstarter has already invalidated this as, because the goal was reached, within a couple hours mind you, all of these will be added soon. Though I'm sure the Kickstarter was to improve overall game quality, maybe hire people to help work on the game, Rob, and increase motivation as well as get the game to newer heights. But I'm not too sure, and I will not assume that's what it's for. Anyways, this is Detective Heroic signing off again. I'll allow my past self to finish this video. That took a while to talk about, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it took a while to come out, and procrastination got the best of me, but I'll be trying my best to do better with trying to make a schedule and becoming consistent with making videos. As always, comment what you would like to see me make a video about next. I appreciate you watching, and as always, it has been Elementary, my dear Wattson.